Okay, we're recording. So go ahead and start typing your names in our chat box. And I will start sharing my screen. So today, we will continue with our topic from last time, no? And we had started talking about pronouns, right? And we said pronouns are words that actually can replace nouns. And that's why the whatever role a noun can play, pronouns can also play. We spent time last Tuesday on the personal pronouns, no? And I highlighted several things about the personal pronouns. And the things that I highlighted are the fact that personal pronouns may they have subjective forms and objective forms. Yeah. And the way that you determine which to use, will you use she or will you use her? Will you use he or will you use him? Yeah. Or in the first person, will you use I or me? Or of course, the plural side also has those distinctions. No? Will you be using we versus us? The way that you determine which to use is the role that the pronoun plays in the sentence. So if the pronoun is the subject or the predicate noun, then you use the subjective form, I or we. If the pronoun acts as a direct object, indirect object, object of the preposition in the sentence, then you use me or us, you use her, him, or them. Yeah. So that's one thing that I emphasized last Tuesday. Another thing that I emphasized, and I wrote some stuff here, right, on the possessive forms of your pronouns, that you have your my, you have your our, you have the word our, which are included in the list of pronouns. And then here on the other side, no, you have your, hers, her, his, its, and their. But whenever they appear in the sentence, no, they do not appear really as pronouns, because you cannot end your sentence. You cannot say, oh, can you please pass my, period, right? There should always be the thing that you are referring to. So you can say, can you please pass my bag, right? So really, the word my in that example acts as an adjective. Okay. And if you really want to use a pronoun, you will say, can you please pass mine, right? But for you to understand what the mine refers to, you have to have the context. Yeah, maybe in the conversation, you already know what the mine will refer to. One thing I did not talk about last Tuesday regarding personal pronouns, no, is the archaic version. And this is very relevant to us, right? Because we read a lot from KJV, the KJV version. So the archaic version of your second person changes if the pronoun is subjective or objective. In the English version, you don't have to worry about subjective or objective, right? You always just say you. This is for you. You are here, no? Subject, object of the preposition. But for the archaic version, you do have different forms of the pronoun you if the pronoun is subjective or the pronoun is objective. Yeah, so just take note of that. That's why you say, be thou my vision, right? You do not say, be thee my vision. Yeah. And take note of the plural forms also. Okay. Next, we also discussed last time demonstrative pronouns, right? This, that, those, these. So the antecedent for your demonstrative pronouns, you will know because the speaker who uses these pronouns will either be demonstrating or pointing to the antecedent, no? To the antecedent or to the noun that it refers to. Again, we said that for the demonstrative pronouns, they can also act as adjectives. Okay? So if we say, this cat is cute, right? The word this is not really acting as a pronoun. It's acting as an adjective because it does not replace any word, but it's used to refer to the cat word. But if you say this is cute, and then you demonstrate what you're talking about, you point to the, this is cute. No, just kidding. Then this acts as a real pronoun. Yeah? And then we talked about interrogative pronouns. No? Of course, the question words act as pronouns because the antecedent will be the answer. For most of the interrogative pronouns, there's no subjective versus objective form except for the pronoun who. So you have to think about, if you want to be strict with your grammar, no, you have to think about what role is the pronoun acting as, no, in the sentence. So here we said the word whom is a direct object. That's why we use whom, not who, no? Technically, in grammar, if you say, who can I send, that's wrong, right? Because if we want to see why this is the direct object, we can say, I can send whom, something like that, right? So send what or whom is, so the word whom is your direct object because it answers the verb send. Okay, so again, these are what I'm saying right now. These are just reviews of what we talked about last Tuesday. Now, I don't know if you have already memorized this table, or if you've already realized that there will be indefinite pronouns that will always be singular. There are indefinite pronouns that will always be plural. And then there are indefinite pronouns that can go either way. No? And the main distinction actually is if you have the word one, so everyone, no one, anyone, someone, yeah, or the words every, so every, so everyone, everybody, everything, yeah, they clearly point to one thing, right? So these things, these indefinite pronouns will always be singular. That's why when we say everyone, you do not say everyone are welcome, right? You say everyone is welcome, because what you're really saying is each and every person is welcome. Huh? And that's why we need to keep this table in mind, no? So that when we speak, when we write our sentences, we know if we're using a singular indefinite pronoun or a plural indefinite pronoun. Okay, and we'll get back to the either. Okay, either singular, either plural. So I'll give you a minute to memorize this table. Yeah, just take note of which indefinite pronouns will always be singular, which indefinite pronouns will always be plural, and then which indefinite pronouns will can either be plural or singular. Then we'll have a quick tag team type of game after a minute. You understand what I'm asking you to do? Just absorb as much as you can from this table, keeping in mind which ones belong to always singular, always plural, or either. Okay? And I'm starting the timer. Oh. All right. Time's up. So I'll stop sharing. And do not look at your syllabus. Yeah? So close your syllabus for now. When I call your name, I will also include the pronoun, an indefinite pronoun. So for example, I will say, Abby, anyone. And then Abby, you will quickly type in the chat box singular, plural, or either. Okay? So your answers will be either singular, plural, or either. The word either. Yeah? Okay. Hang on a minute. Let me bring up my list. And you have to answer within 5 seconds. Yeah? After I call your name and mention the indefinite pronoun, 5 seconds and you're out. Okay? So we'll go around and around and see who will be the last man standing. Yeah? So once you make a mistake, you're sitting out of our game. And we'll see how long we will spend for this activity. All right. Okay. Ready? Starting with PJ, little. 5, 4. Can you hear me? Hang on a minute before we start. I want to see thumbs up from everyone if you are still alive and you can hear me. All right. So no excuses, ha? Sige, again, but a different word now. PJ, both. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Okay, just beating the buzzer. Yes, plural. Christian, any. 5, 4, 3. Yes, it's either. Next, Romelix, another. 5, 4, 3, 2. Are you frozen? I'm sorry. So, yeah. Oh, okay. I'll accept. So, singular, no? Another. Next, precious, nothing. 5, 4, 3, 2. Yes, singular. Next, Shannon, all. 5, 4, 3, 2. No. Okay. All is either. Right? So, Shannon, you're out for this time. Next. Jonalyn, few. F-E-W, few. 5, 4, 3. Yes. Plural. Next. Venus, both. 5, 4, 3, 2. Yes, plural. Next, Ezekiel, more. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 and a half. Okay. More is, did you type yet? No. More is also either. So, you're out. Abby, each. 5, 4, 3, 2. Yes, singular. I may repeat pronouns, so that's fine. Joshua, some. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. No. Some is also either. It can be plural, it can be singular. So, out, we have 3 persons out. Next, Danielle, little. 5, 4, 3, 2. Are you still there, Danielle, or did you freeze? No. Either is singular. Always singular. Okay. Joy, fewer. F-E-W-E-R. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. No. Fewer is always plural. Okay? I want to go another round, but we will take up too much time. So the point is, even I get confused now with these things, and that's why the only thing we need to do is try to memorize, no, and go back to the table if we're not sure, no, because why do we need to do this? Because the nature of the English language, it's not just nouns and pronouns that can become plural, no? There are also plural verbs. There are also singular verbs. And if your subject is plural, you need to also use a plural verb. So, since pronouns can be subjects of sentences, then you should know if the pronoun is singular or plural, right? So that you use the right verb. So, if let me share my screen again. So if we say anything, then the verb that we need to use is always going to be is. Well, meaning if we're using the be verb, right? We can use any verb. But the point is, after the word anything as a subject, you always use a singular verb. So it's never going to be anything are, right? It's going to be anything is. Another is, not never another are. Yeah. When we say several, it's always going to be are, several are. Never several is. Yeah. But for the indefinite pronouns that can be either singular or plural, you have to know the context. Okay? If we can say, sorry. Some of the teachers. Okay? So that's the beginning of your sentence. What will you do? Will you say is or will you say are? And then whatever the rest of the sentence is. Okay? Your clue will be in the object of the preposition. Since the object of the preposition is plural, then you're going to use a plural verb. Some of the teachers are. But if the sentence says, some of the cake, what do you write? Is or are? Some is a pronoun that can either be plural or singular. Your clue, as I said, will be your object of the preposition. Since the object of the preposition is singular, then you say some of the cake is. Okay? So that's the rule for the indefinite pronouns that can go either way. Can be singular, can be plural. You have to look at the context. All right? I'm looking at my other laptop so I can see your confused faces. No. Yeah? Got it? In English Grammar 2, we will talk more about subject, predicate, or subject-verb agreement. So we will touch on this topic again. But sufficient for the day is the evil therein. No, sufficient for now for you to remember that there are singular indefinite pronouns, plural indefinite pronouns, and pronouns that can go either way. And if the pronouns can go either way, you look at the clues in the context of the sentence. And most of the time, the clue will be in the object of the preposition. Yeah? All right. Next. And Danielle mentioned this last week, no? The myself type of pronoun. There, the myself, herself, yourself, ourselves, themselves, the pronouns that end with the word self, they can either be considered reflexive pronouns or intensive pronouns. When we say reflexive, it means we can think of the word reflect. No? So the action goes back to the, or is reflected back to the antecedent. If that's the case, then the pronouns with the self at the end are reflexive pronouns. So, example, the mind can deceive itself. Yeah? The antecedent is mind. And the word, the action is deceive. And we're saying the mind, the action deceive goes back to the word mind. Yeah? So you cannot say the mind can deceive it. Because if you say the mind can deceive it, the it will be referring to something else, not the word mind. Yeah? But if you say the mind can deceive itself, then you know that the pronoun itself is referring to the word mind. Yeah? So you can say, I am angry with myself, right? The anger is going back to the subject I. Okay? But the word itself, myself, can also be used as an intensive pronoun. Instead of the action being reflected back to the antecedent, the action is emphasized. Okay? Or not the action, but the antecedent is being emphasized. In Tagalog, mismo. Okay? The word, I think the word mismo is kind of like it's. Sorry, let me write that more clearer. Okay. Mismo. So, if we say in Tagalog, ako mismo ang gagawa niyan. Yeah? In English, you're saying, I myself will do it. Yeah? So, the myself there acts as an emphasizer, if that's a word. No? It emphasizes the antecedent. Okay? The noun that will actually do the action. Okay? So, in our sentence, the robber himself confessed that he was a sinner. Okay? Even if you removed the word himself, the sentence will still make sense. The sentence will still be complete, right? The robber confessed that he was a sinner. But the emphasis is lost. But grammatically, that will be fine, no? So, if you're using the reflexive pronoun as an intensive pronoun, you can remove that from the sentence. That's fine. However, if you're using the pronoun as a reflexive pronoun, you cannot remove it from the sentence. So we cannot say, the mind can deceive into believing anything. Totally, the sense of the sentence is lost, right? Because we need to know what or whom the mind can deceive. Yeah? Yes? So the distinction between these two is clear. Okay. And then we also have reciprocal pronouns. Each other, one another. Yeah. So together, the phrase each other, one another is considered, or are those phrases are considered reciprocal pronouns because, as stated in your syllabus, these pronouns express mutual relationship. Okay, so Jane and Bill saw each other. Okay, the committee, meaning the members of the committee, gave one another. So the action was done together to the members of the committee. No? The Johnsons always choose thoughtful gifts for one another. Yeah, so these are just pronouns also, even if they are phrases, not just one word pronouns. And then you have relative pronouns, but that will be discussed more in English Grammar 2 when we talk about clauses, independent clauses, dependent clauses, etc. But those relative pronouns are also who, what, that, no, which. Okay. And the last thing that we want to remind ourselves when we talk about pronouns, and then we'll have some exercises, no, is the courtesy order. Okay, if in a sentence you are using three pronouns, you, I, and him, for example, or you, I, and he. So you, second person, I, first person, he, third person. Then the order should be second person first, third person second, and first person, yourself, no, will always be the last. So that's why it's called the courtesy order. So the same rule will apply even if you only have two different kinds of personal pronouns. No, you and he should pray together. You should not say he and you should pray together. Well, you could say that. The sentence still will make sense, but you're not following the courtesy order. Yeah. So when you are using a combination of pronouns, the first will be who you're talking to. Okay. So Jesus died for you and me. You do not say Jesus died for me and you. Okay. Third example, it is good that someone gave you, her, and me the gospel. You cannot say, it is good that someone gave her, you, and me the gospel. Or you cannot say, it is good that someone gave me, her, and you the gospel. Okay? So, I don't think this is strict grammar. Like I said, you can mix them together and it will still be grammatically correct, but it's not following the courtesy order. Yeah? All right? Okay, so let's see if you remember all of these things. Let's have some exercises. But just as a reminder, no, tomorrow you will have your quiz. The quiz will be done during class time. Okay, so I will make sure to remember not to open the quiz until we start our class. So the first few minutes of our class will be you guys taking your exam, your quiz. We don't have any people with schedule conflicts on Fridays, right? Yeah, so you will all be present, um, unless there's a valid reason for tomorrow. Okay, and let me just see. Ah, there might be a possibility that tomorrow's chapel will be your listening assignment. I'm just saying it's a possibility because I'm still confirming who the chapel speaker will be for tomorrow. So I'll let you know during our class tomorrow if the chapel will be the assigned chapel for listening assignment. But most probably it will be tomorrow's chapel. Unless Dr. Abbott will be the speaker, because we need an American chapel speaker. Yeah. All right. Okay. So just type your answer. If I call you, just type your answer in the blank or in the blank. Yeah. Your answer in our chat box. Okay. So fill in the blanks. This will be a combination of any type of pronoun. Okay? It can be an interrogative pronoun. It can be a demonstrative pronoun. It can be a personal pronoun, reflexive, intensive. It can even be your, what do we call, reciprocal pronoun, or it can be an indefinite pronoun. No? So in some of the sentences that we will be seeing, there may be even several possible answers. Yeah? Okay, so number one, I'll call your names and then maybe in 5 seconds, try to give us an answer. So Danielle, number one. Yes. Okay, everyone prepared himself. See, even I myself, uh, my immediate answer was themselves. And then I remembered. Okay, so himself is the only actually for this sentence. The word himself is the only possible answer. No, the only possible pronoun. And this reminds us of several things. First, the antecedent is everyone, right? But the antecedent itself is a pronoun. It's an indefinite pronoun. Yeah? So we know that everyone is always singular, right? So you should choose a singular pronoun. But why him? Because remember, we talked about this last Tuesday also, that if you do not know the gender of the antecedent, you always default to the male gender. Yeah? So that's why this is the only answer in this question. Himself. Yeah? It satisfies all of the rules. Singular antecedent, not sure in terms of the gender, and in the context, you needed the reflexive pronoun. Yeah? Next, Joshua. I think there's also only one possible answer. for this sentence, but maybe you'll surprise me and you can think of another possible answer. You've thought about it na, Joshua? Okay? Yes. Right? So, people who live in glass houses shouldn't throw stones. Did anybody come up with another possible answer? And you're brave enough to say, Ma'am, this is another possible answer. Write it down in our chat box in 5, 4. Okay. Yeah, that. Although technically, because it's clear that we're talking about people, right? Then who really is the best answer? But that could be possible. The word that could be possible. If the subject is not clearly referring to a person. Yeah? Anybody else? Alrighty. Next, joy. I will skip this because it's almost the same as number 2, no? Okay, number 4. Yes, Danielle.
I thought of another one. Living.
Oh, okay.
Living in glass houses and throw stones.
Sorry?
People living instead of remove the live.
Right. Although we're talking about pronouns at this time. Yeah. Yes. Next. Number 4. Joy. So you already have a clue for what type of pronoun to use, yeah? Because we have this. Here you can have, I think, at least 2 possible answers. Joy? And Abby? Yes. So one possible answer is who. There is another possible answer, Abby. Five, 4, 3, 2. Are you typing already? Not yet. No? Ezekiel, can you think of the other possible answer? 5, 4, 3, 2. No. Oh, hang on a minute. Let us see. What is this pronoun acting as? Is it a subject or blank? He did blame. Yeah, you're right. No, instead of who, it should actually be whom. Yeah, whom without an E, huh? Yeah, because whom, I mean, this blank would be a pronoun that acts as a direct object. So whom. Good job. Good catch, Ezekiel. But what's the other one that's possible also? Venus? Did you, were you able to think of another possible answer? 5, 4. Yes. Yeah? Because sometimes we can blame an event or a thing, no? Not just always people. A circumstance. Yeah. All right. Next. It's almost the same. So we're skipping it. So again, this is almost the same as the previous one. All right. Journaling, number 6. This is similar to a number that we already answered a while ago, but let's see. Yes. No? The company itself. Yeah. Antecedent is singular, so you use your singular pronoun. And this is what kind of pronoun? Is it reflexive or intensive? Precious. Is this pronoun a reflexive pronoun or an intensive pronoun? Did the company provide itself? Yeah, it's intensive, yeah? Because even if we remove this from the sentence, the company provided the employees every opportunity to succeed, that's still gonna be okay, right? And we did not say the company provided itself. Nah? So this is intensive. Next. Okay. Romlix. And there are at least 2 possible answers again in this sentence. One answer, Romlix, and the other one, Christian, you need to think of 2 so that if Romlix answers the one choice, yes. Ah, you answered first. You didn't let Romlix go first. Say sorry to Romlix. Nah, it's okay. Yeah, so these, yeah? Have you had any of these? Romlix, what's the other possible answer? And everybody else think of, are there any other possible answers? I think there is at least one more. Yes. These, those. Oh, I can think of 3 more. 3 possible, other 3 possible answers. Shannon and PJ. You have clues here already for 2. And then Danielle, don't think of the obvious 2 answers. There's another possible type of pronoun that can fit here in this blank. All right, Shannon. 5, 4, 3, 2. It's 9:51, so I'm rushing. So Shannon and PJ, did you? Yes. So this, yeah, that's one obvious answer. The other obvious answer, PJ? 5, 4. Are you still with us, PJ? 5, 4, 3, 2. Okay. So, did you answer na? Or can you answer na? No? The other obvious answer? I'll write it na ha. Sorry, I can't wait for you anymore. Right? So any of these demonstrative pronouns can fit into the blank. But Danielle, what other type of pronoun can we actually use for this blank? Were you able to think of the other type of pronoun? And then from that type of pronoun, there are several that you can actually choose from. Yes. So personal pronoun, yeah. Them, and then you can actually use the other forms. Them, me, yeah. Okay. Other types of pronoun. Anybody else? I'm thinking of our indefinite pronouns also. Yeah. So, have you had any of everything? It's kind of vague, but it can fit, no? So you can use indefinite pronouns also. Yeah? Okay. So tomorrow, coverage of the quiz would be nouns and pronouns, not just nouns. I mean, not just pronouns. And also vocabulary. So the words from both the first and the second reading activities, okay, will be included in the quiz. So there will be sentences, or there will be questions that will deal with the vocabulary words from the first and second. Yeah? All right, questions, quick questions before we end.
What's the other one, ma'am?
The other one, what?
You said there's another pronoun that can be used that you have in
Oh,
mind.
the everything, the indefinite pronoun. Yeah? Anybody
Can
else? Oh, sorry.
can it work also?
Yeah, yeah. So I'm including the it here because these are personal pronouns. Yeah? Anything else? Thank you, thank you. I'll see you tomorrow. Review for your first quiz.
Oh, ma'am,
Yes,
are we taking the quiz in class?
yes.
Okay.
So when we meet tomorrow, we start with the quiz and you're gonna answer them all together. Individually, but at the same time. Okay? Anything else? Make sure we're all on the same page. Yes? Thank you. See you all tomorrow.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye, ma'am. Thank you, ma'am.
Thanks, thanks.
Thank you po.